Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick review on something that's called Camp Snap. Those of you that have seen these, this is one of the I suppose more or less original retro style cameras. Very plasticky, very reminiscent of those of you that are old enough that remember the disposable cameras that we used to use back in the 80s on our holidays. This is obviously, though, digital. Quite a basic flash in the corner. On the back, obviously, you've got your flash settings, which is on, off, and auto. You've also got a picture counter, a number of snaps counter. It comes with an 8GB card that's in it, and that is in a little recess at the bottom that you unscrew. There's also a little button in there where you can actually alter the beep that it makes. It's quite a pronounced beep. And then on the bottom there's a reset hole, and then also a USB-C charge port that's underneath that little plastic flap there. If we switch it on, which you just hold the shutter button down for 3 seconds. There you go. At the moment I've taken 89 pictures. And if you just look through the viewfinder, which is really plasticky and grotty, but it gives you an idea where you're taking a picture, and then there you go. Takes a quick picture. It's just dead simple. Obviously no screen on the back. As I said, if you can make that out, it's just got a little counter at the back. I don't know if you can see that in the light that's in there that shows you. Little speaker on the back for your sound effects, your shutter sound effects, and absolutely nothing else on this thing. It is really just doesn't even come with a neck strap. I think at the moment they've gone down in price. They're around about £51, and then they charge you postage. There's another one that's out that's called Retro Snap, which isn't available I think until the 20th of November, which I'm quite interested in, and there's one reason why. With this, it's got the standard picture profile that's built into it. It's only 8 megapixel, so it gives you that retro digital effect. I suppose you could really just go out and buy an 8 or 6 megapixel camera from years ago, but it wouldn't have that nostalgic plasticky cheapo feel to it compared to anything else. And you can alter filters on it, and this is the only thing that's annoying. It's got standard filter, which it comes with, a retro filter, which is like the old filmy film camera 35mm kind of effect, and then black and white. If you want to swap between the filters, you've got to plug this into your PC, download the actual filter, and then in the root file on the SD card that comes built into it, you can pull the SD card out if you want. Then you put it in there, start it up, and the top changes colour. At the moment it's got like a little green tinge, don't know if you can see that, and then it flashes. I think it's green and red when it's updating itself. So yeah, you can set it to black and white, go out and do a load of photos, but I'd love to be able to swap between the actual different filters while I'm using it. You can use that with the Retro Snap. You can alter the filters. It's got a slightly bigger screen on the back, so that definitely interests me. It's such a shame. Camp Snap, if you're listening, please come up with a way of being able to alter the filters on this thing. Now, I took it out the other day with Bonnie for a walk around Longton Park. You've seen me down there loads of times, and I took 80 odd photos, And it was nice because I didn't have to think about ISO, I didn't have to think about the focusing, nothing at all. All I had to think about was the composition of the pictures, actually in the little finder, holding it out, roughly getting your picture. I'll put the specs below showing you what the f-numbered lens is and stuff, but to be honest with you, does it really matter? No, you're not going to get depth of field or anything. It's not made for that. It's to just walk around and take loads of photos, and then I come back and I plugged it in my PC, and the pictures are quite good, to be honest with you. You're not going to be pixel peeping on something that's 8 megapixel. But those of you that remember the early digital cameras that came out, I remember that they were like 640 by 480 originally. In fact, I've got my original camera. It's not my original, but I brought it again. And this is a 640 by 480. This is a Fuji DX7. It's even got a screen on the back. It takes AA batteries. Like I say, 640 by 480. Very basic controls on the top. And the pictures on this are absolutely crap. But in its day, when I first brought this from Jessop's, this model, I think I paid about 400 quid for it, because there was only this and the Sony that were available. Now, I've actually got one of the later Sonys as well, because I like collecting older cameras. I've got one of the Mavica Sonys. I might do a review on these things. This is a later one, because this records to floppy disk. 3.5 centimetre, 3.5 inch is it, floppy disk, but it's also got a memory slot as well. This is whole 2 megapixel, and it does video with sound. Imagine, shall I film a review in 2 megapixel and see what it comes out at? But yeah, bit of a nostalgia trip. Those are my cameras up on the shelf out of the way, and I've got a load of film cameras and some Canon film cameras. I'm getting back into 35mm, but I digress. So yeah, Camp Snap, cheap, cheerful. You can give it one of your kids, go around, they can take pictures all day. It's so lightweight, if they drop it, it's not going to smash, and if it did, you've lost 50 odd quid at the end of the day. So all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put all the pictures that I took in Longton Park as I walked around, gained the autumn colours, see what you think. Camp Snap, cracking little bit of fun, almost like a disposable camera. If you want to just get back, absolutely back into basics, pick one up. It's great fun. The Retro Snap, look out for that one. I'm not sure which company produces these things. I think Camp Snap is an American company. It was originally for their summer camps that they go to. They invented it so kids didn't have to think about what they were taking pictures of. But yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the pictures. Camp Snap, great bit of fun. As always, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thumbs up would be great. And until next time, stay safe. See you soon. Bye.